Would you like to know more about line reactors and VFDs and why you would use them together? So if you've got problems with your VFDs burning out due to voltage spikes, you might need a line reactor. Line reactors are a transformer, and they cut out the real quick voltage transients that you'll find sometimes. From when a motor stops and starts, it'll make a spike on the power wires all around the building. This is mainly with like big motors, but any motor can do it. So you basically run your incoming power through a line reactor and then into the VFD. You can have one line reactor per VFD, or you can have a bigger line reactor be ahead of multiple VFDs. It doesn't matter. You just have to get your total amp load, read your line reactor, and have the line reactor bigger than your total load, and you will be fine. You'll come from your breaker box to your line reactor to your VFDs or multiple VFDs. The line reactor needs to be put in a ventilated enclosure because there's a rate, you'll say either 3% or 6%, and that will be how much energy it actually wastes. So that's why you don't use one if you don't need it, because if you were happen to use a 6%, that means 6% of your electric is turning into an electric heater, and it's going out in it's going inside your building. Then you're paying air conditioning yet too if you have AC in your building. So that's why they work, but you don't use them if you don't need them. But if you have voltage transients, the line reactor will be a big help in making the VFDs last long. So they'll make it really last. They'll take all the transients out and really improve the lifetime. Some things else you should know is you don't need one line reactor per VFD. You can use a big line reactor ahead of multiple VFDs, and it'll protect them all the same, because the insult generally is coming from other motors. So you would put this back, you put the line reactor back in the breaker box or wherever the line feeds out to all the VFDs, and you would just basically have the line reactor ahead of them. And you can use one, you can just put one small one in each VFD. It's entirely up to you, but you got to remember how to get rid of the heat, voltage transients, or it'll cut more out because just because of its design. However, because of the wasted heat, I probably would go with a 3% before I tried the 6, because it's a little bit more efficient. And 6%, so if you're running 10 horsepower, 6%, that's going to be 0.6 horsepower worth of energy going up in heat. So if you use a 3%, you're at third horsepower for a 10 horsepower application. But the trick is just you're getting a line reactor that's sized for the amount of amps you're using, put it in the head, and you'll be good to go.